There we go. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 209. It is Thursday, getting close to that weekend. I'm excited. Going to be doing the big bulk pickup on Saturday. So planning that. So that will be fun. Um, I received my Brother QL 1100 label printer. So I talked about the issues I was having with the 2.5 by 4 inch labels. My local post office was not scanning them, but they were getting scanned at other points in transit. And then all of a sudden, 3-4 weeks in, my local post office decided to just return everything that was in a 2.5 by 4 inch label. So, what's up, Herman? Good morning, Zach. So my printer, my actual printer, pooped out. So in the meantime, I had been saving labels and emailing them and then going upstairs and printing, which is a big hassle. So what I ended up doing was I ended up just buying another label printer. The QL 800 works awesome for, I don't have one next to me, but for address labels. So my PWE that I'm still sending on the stamps, I just print it straight from the print screen on eBay, and it spits out the 2.5 by 4 inch label. It's perfect. I also do my PWE tracking on the 800, so it works good for those. But I needed 4x6 labels. The 800 is not compatible with the 4x6 label. So I bought the QL 1100. What's up, Brad? Good morning. So that came. I was having for some reason the driver was not downloading properly to my computer, but I got it figured out. I was pulling my hair out on that as well as File Exchange, which I'll get into. So the QL 1100 is working now. So now I need to I cleaned my desk here, but it's piling up again. So I need to organize my desk. I want to get one of those space saver, not a tray, but it's kind of it's basically a stand, and then I can put both of my label printers on that stand, and then you still have space to on the actual table to give me some more storage. Because right now my 1100 printer is over here on this shelving unit, which is where my printer was. But since my eBay inventory is growing, I wanted to have this space for more eBay boxes. Because right now I have an eBay box down here, 2 up here, and 2 or 3 up here. So I need that space for another eBay box. What's up? Good morning, Ryan. Good morning. So that's on the plan, probably 2 weeks out before I do that because of this weekend picking up all those cards. So eBay File Exchange. Yeah, Brad has trouble. Yeah, and I organized this and it was clean for about 2 days. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 eBay piles because I haven't sorted them into the appropriate rows in these boxes. So I have a stack of basketball, stack of soccer, 3 stacks of soccer, and then 2 stacks of just random stuff. So I'm just working out on piles. So hopefully I can get that taken care of soon. So eBay File Exchange, day 3 of me talking about this, but I finally have it. It's not complete. I don't have it completely figured out, but I'm on the fence. So here's my take on it. And this was what I talked about yesterday, that my concern was going to be the whole photo part. That's going to be the slowdown. So last night I was able to, I put 80. I typed out in a spreadsheet. I copy and pasted all the information because I'm doing, basically straight 99-cent listings, all baseball. So I can just copy and paste the basic information. And then all I have to do is type out the title, and then I'm just basically copy and pasting. Actually, no, the description. I used Chris, who helped me out with the file exchange document. He had something that was already written out, so I'm just basically using his wording. So, and I just copy and paste all that. So, so I've got like 80 cards. I type those out, and that's quick. And what I like about it is I'm a much faster typer on a computer as opposed to the phone. Plus, your arm gets tired, and if you're sitting up, you're like this, or sometimes I lay down like watching Netflix on the couch. Your arm gets tired, and so I can't I just can't bulk list on my phone, even though I'm really fast. I actually timed myself. So I said 30 to 40 seconds. I was a little off on that. It takes me about a minute, a solid 1 minute, 60 seconds to list if I'm not comping. So that's writing out the description or writing out the title, making sure TWE's in the description, and then pricing it out 99 cents, and pictures taken from my phone within the eBay app as well. So it takes me 60 seconds for a non-comped listing. So I can buzz through those pretty quickly. I can type really fast on the computer, so I can hammer out like 80, pretty quickly. But the problem is, and then when I have the pile, I'm taking pictures. I created a folder within my phone for eBay, so that I can just hopefully, select all 80 photos, drop them into Image Shack, and then copy and paste the URLs. So the issue I have now is when you're taking the photos and when you're uploading them to Image Shack, the photos get like rearranged. So they're not in order as to how I typed and took the actual pictures. So when I have 80, I have to hunt and peck looking for the specific listing that I'm going to copy and paste this image URL to. And it's a huge spreadsheet, so it takes more time. So what I'm finding is I'm actually faster. I'm faster than a bulk lister just because of that angle on the phone. So Ryan, where do you live? If are you out of the United States? Are you in Canada, or because I know other countries can be expensive on shipping. So Herman's talking about, okay, 75 cards at a variation listing, took pics and edited on my phone, uploaded, found out my phone had saved the photos. Oh man. And that's the issue. So I'm still on the fence. I've got these 80 cards. Now I've got to figure out. The other problem was when I was going into Image Shack on my phone to basically upload them to Image Shack, there was no bulk upload option. So I was having to upload each picture one at a time, and that's taking another 20 seconds. And that's before I even hunt and peck for the correct. So it's not easy. It's actually probably going to take me longer per listing using a bulk lister than what I can do on my phone. So variation listings, I've got some sets that I are going to do some bulk listings on for variation. Variation listings are pretty smooth. What I do, I don't take individual photos. If it's just straight 99-cent listings, like I had a couple hundred of these soccer prism cards. I'm just throwing them up all 99 cents. And I just took a photo of, like the 3 piles, and, they're all similar condition. They may have some scratches. They likely have scratches. So I put all that in the description. So I do like variations. I've had a lot of success on the Prism Soccer have been selling like crazy. My NBA Hoop Silver Pulsars selling like crazy. Some of the 70s sets sell good, sell well on the variation listing. So I'm still on the fence since I did type out on File Exchange the 80 cards. I'm gonna have to go through. I'll follow up. I'll follow through on it, but it's just. And this is also like it always takes time to figure out. And once you figure it out and how it works, you can shave some of that time off. But I just don't think I'm going to be able to shave enough time to where I can beat my 60-second mark on just doing it from my phone. So we'll see. So that's still a work in progress. Zach says, I can tell prices are going up. Those Larkin rookies would have been 99 cents 8 months ago. Yeah, it's so Zach, I was going through, I just pulled the funny thing is, those were out of my 25-cent box. I've pulled in 8 months ago. Yeah, you're right. 8 months ago, I would have pulled those out of my 25-cent box and put them on eBay for 99 cents. And now they're I think the Fleer I have listed for $4. I think I've sold a couple at like $2-3. So it's crazy. And I'm pulling out now, in hindsight, last February, and actually it's about a year to the day when I set up a table at the local card show. And I had, my 25-cent boxes. And I mean, I had Bo Bichette Chromes. I probably had Jared Kelenic first Bowman Chromes, which I see you're selling for like $50. I actually went through a couple boxes to see if I had them. And I know at one time I did because I had a bunch of Christian Pache first Bowman Chromes. And those sold quickly. And I think I sold those. Last summer, I was happy to get I think I sold them for $12.50, and I had 4, 5, 6 of them, and they sold quick. And I'm pretty sure the Kellenics went on eBay about the same time, and at that time they were probably $5. So yeah, the prices are crazy. I'm comping more than ever, which also means I'm listing less 99. I mean, I'm still listing a ton of 99-cent cards because a lot of them are just not. Where cards are rising, the type of cards that are rising in prices. But rookies, like Barry Larkin rookies, where a few months ago they would have been priced at 99 cents, they're now $2-3. So I'm definitely on rookie cards, especially now that we're starting to see a big surge in 80s rookie cards and some of the junk wax rookies. I've got like a stack of Randy Johnson rookies from 89 Tops, where a couple months ago they were going in 99 cents. Now I'm just kind of a wait and see on there. I haven't even actually comped them. Yeah, I need to check. I've got I know I have some Kellenic somewhere in some of my like later Bowman boxes. I'm pretty sure I sold all my Bowman firsts of Kellenic, but I think I have some like prospect from like the last couple of years and definitely heritage minors. Glad I picked up a bunch of 70s and early 80s baseball back a few years ago cheap. Yeah. I have like in all the collections I bought, and hindsight is always 2020. And I was buying, and this was like 2-3 years ago. So I had bought a couple big collections, just absolutely loaded with like 80s, like early 80s stuff. And I'm talking like a stack of like 85 Tops Boggs and Mattingly, and 82 Tops and 83, 84 Tops. And I was shocked even a couple years ago that some of these cards were selling for $2-3. And now even more than that. In hindsight's 2020, I bought a small collection, a guy in a town near me, about 30 minutes away. It was in the winter. My wife and mother-in-law, I think, were on a shopping trip. I think it was around Christmas. And I had found this collection on Craigslist. And so I'm like, well, so it was a Friday. My wife's out of town. It's a Friday night activity. drove down. I bought it for $425. And there was a 76 Topps football set, the Walter Payton rookie year, complete set, 76 Topps football, 78, 79 Topps baseball complete sets, like basically the run of Topps complete sets for baseball from 78 up to like 87. I actually still have a couple of the junkier sets, like 87 Topps. They're in binders. Then he had a binder of stars. What's up, Dan? Good morning. Then he had a binder of star, like rookies, and I'm talking like 2 pages of Roger Clemens rookies and 2 pages of Mattingly rookies. And all of this for like $425. It was a great deal at the time, 2-3 years ago. And these cards were like, outside of centering, these cards were gem. In fact, I've never graded a card. This was one time where I considered it. There were some like Eric Dickerson rookie cards. There was like 4 or 5 Eric Dickerson rookie cards. And I'm like looking, and the centering to me looked perfect. The corners were sharp. And I'm like, I could sell a Dickerson rookie for $5 raw. And this was a few years ago. If I get a PSA 9 or if I get a 10, holy moly. I never did. I just ended up selling it because I don't want to. I've never gone through the hassle of grading a card. I don't know what to look for. And it's just not really, I'm not interested in grading. So looking back, it's like, man, I probably should have held on to those, but hindsight's 2020. It's like 3 years ago, I was, $425. I turned around and I flipped it. I probably doubled my money at the time. And I've still got some of the stuff. I had a bunch of Cubs. I basically broke up. I think I sold the football set with Peyton, and I sold the 78, 79, and I think the 80 Topps sets. And then the rest I broke up because you can break up and sell the rookies and stars for more than what a complete set goes for. So, and now you look back and I had so much of that stuff, and now it's like 10x in value. It's just crazy. David, what's up? Good morning. 2 years ago, I bought an Optic Mega Box case for like $200. Can't believe how many Mitchell Tatum. Yeah, it's just you go back and it's crazy how the market has shifted and surged and soared in just 1 year alone. This time last year, it was, basically prices in February of 2020 were pretty similar to, what they were, a few years before. Yeah, we started to see the rise in prices in midway through 2017. But I mean, even going into June of last summer, I could go to Target, and if I caught the vendor or shortly after the vendor stocked, I could get basketball. He asked me one time, I ran into the first time in June, the first stock of Mosaic. He's like, do you want Mosaic? Because I was the only one there. I walked up and he's like, you want some Mosaic? I'm like, no, I only collect baseball. And I went back to my car and looked up the prices of what Mosaic sealed blasters were doing. I'm like, I think I'm going to try to catch him next week and buy some Mosaic. And I did. And I had my pick. I took like half, like 6 blasters out of the 12 that were on the shelf. And then I caught him another time. And then, by the end of June last year, that's when lines started forming for cards. Kellenic is a local kid. Where's he from? Is he from Milwaukee area? He never played high school ball. Wow. I did not realize that. That's crazy. So Dan asked, when you think of Cubs broadcast from the 80s on GN, what's the first thing? The first thing I think of is Jump by Van Halen, because that was like the song for their intro to Cubs baseball on GN for the 85 and 86 seasons, and maybe 87, 88, but 85, 86, That's the very first thing. When I think of WGN Cubs baseball, I think of Jump excuse me, Jump by Van Halen. Whenever that song comes on, I think Cubs baseball from the 80s. And then as Zach says, Harry Caray and Steve Stone, that's definitely 1B or number 2 on the list. Harry and Stoney, definitely number 2. I think of, like, as I'm picturing like a game in 80s Wrigley on GN at Wrigley on a summer afternoon, I'm thinking, yeah, like Zach says, bleacher bums. I'm thinking you pan the left and right field bleachers, and you've got the Budweiser red rooftop in the background, and then you've got the Ball Hawks on Waveland, because back then they had the short bleachers in left field, so you could catch home run balls in left field on Waveland Avenue. So those are the 3 things that I think of is Van Halen Jump, Harry Caray, Steve Stone. Number 3, just that pano shot of the bleachers, the Ball Hawks on Waveland, and then that Budweiser rooftop. Rhino and Gray, summer baseball in the afternoon. Yeah. Marla. What was her name? Marla? Oh, gosh. Marla Collins. And then she got fired because she posed in Playboy. Kellenick's from Pewaukee. Yep. I'm a minute behind. He was supposed to go to a Waukesha school, played private baseball the whole way through. Wisconsin was not hard enough for him. Parents pulled him. Wow. Interesting. Fultz, Alonzo, Fox, Dennis Smith, Markkanen. Yeah, for sure. It does go both ways. And I looked back and I downloaded my PayPal reports a couple months ago, just because I wanted to look and see at what I sold that I'm glad I sold and what I sold that I kicked myself. And the funny thing is, and the market's definitely changed. I think if you compare what you sold in 2013 to 2016, it's much different than 2017 to 2020, just the way the market shifted. But more than not, and of course, this is taking into consideration where we're at now, but a lot of the guys I sold early lived up to their expectations. Giannis, especially in the hobby, Giannis, Acuna, Soto, Bellinger, Judge, like those guys still, sell for a lot. The only one that I really, Ahmed Rosario, I sold when he was hot early on. He was one, and Kevin Maitan, who was a Braves prospect, and then there was like meddling in the international. I think the Braves signed him or contacted him when he was below the age, so he became a free agent. Now he's in the Angels system, and he's still young, but he's no longer like Maitan was like the Acuna prospect-wise before Acuna. And I sold like a chrome auto, and again, prices were much different in 2016 or whenever that was, 15, 16. And his chrome auto sold for like $125, which was the ceiling at the time on chrome autos. And now you can have that same auto for like 10, $15 in today, in this crazy, and now that baseball's starting, maybe those prices are coming up. Maybe it's 25 or 30, but that was definitely a sale that it's like, whew. Oh, Dansby Swanson was another, because his prices were like hot at the start. Mickey Moniak was another. Prices were hot at the start. Dansby's really tanked, but then now he's like a pretty good, he turned into a pretty good big league player. So Dansby was another one where I sold it at a good time. Ahmed Rosario, Maitan, but some of the prices that I sold, like that Giannis, makes me sick to my stomach. But at the time I was happy. I think I sold it for like $67. Rookie auto relic of Giannis, $67. I think I sold it like right around Christmas, 2016, $67. That same card sold a few months ago for like $2,000. So that's one that was like that L makes up for all the my Dans and Dansbys that so it evens out. Like you win some, you lose some, but in the end, profit is profit. And I made a profit on that box of Timeless Treasures, is what the set was for Giannis. So you move on. Profit is profit. You can't look back and say, that Giannis wasn't a $1,900 loss. That was it might have been a $10 or a $20, depending on, I can't remember what I made on those boxes, but say it was a $10 or $20 profit. You can turn, and that was 5 years ago. You can turn that $10, $20 in 5 years. You can turn and turn and turn. And that may more than, I may have taken that $20 and turned it into more than 1,900 over the last 5 years. It took a little more work than just hanging onto a card, putting it in a box, and 5 years later selling it. But I try not to look back and do that. It is a fun exercise for me, but I don't, like, I see that and it's like, oh man, I kicked myself, but it's not a regret. Like I don't have any regrets. I buy and sell. I enjoy it. I buy collections and then I piece them out to sell to fund my own PC. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. No FOMO or regret will be as great as our parents whose parents threw their cards out. Yeah, no doubt. How many stories? It's like every person you meet age 55 and over, 60 and over, there's a story at some point in their childhood or life, like, oh yeah, my mom threw my cards out when I went to college, or they were in the attic and got destroyed by heat or water damage, or there's just so many, no regrets. That's right. So many stories. So that's about all I had for today. Tomorrow's Friday. No real plans of hitting up the retail. I'll probably swing by just to sniff out maybe some Series 1. So what I want to do is so my plan for opening day, I am so excited for baseball. I've turned on MLB Network, and I talked about this. So I got into the NBA, and I'm still like, I'll still turn on NBA games, and I'll watch some of the studio shows. But now my focus, and I knew this was gonna happen as soon as spring training starts, my focus shifts to baseball. And so now I'm watching more MLB Network and really getting stoked for baseball. I've been holding a lot of like baseball cards to list during baseball season. One thing, David, I'll get to that question in a second, because that's a great question. One thing that I'm really looking forward to, opening day last year, I opened some stuff. I think I held some boxes and blasters for opening day and just kind of made a day of it. I think I might actually take the day off, just open some cards and have some fun. Maybe go live, do one of these on opening day, like during the day. So I bought 3 of those green complete sets, 2020 factory sets from Blowout. The first one I only opened one, and it was the Gold Star Parallel. So I just left the other 2 sealed. And I've got those on variation listing on eBay, the commons. So I've got those 2 green sets. I've got an orange set and I think the orange set has the relic, and then I've got the red set, which is like just the parallels. So I think I'm going to open all of those on opening day. I've got some sealed product that I bought from Blowout Black Friday. I've got the 2019 Heritage High mega boxes. I think I'll just open one because I only have 6 sealed. And then I've got the blaster case minus 2 boxes because I opened a couple of 2016 Topps Update mega boxes. So I think I'm just going to have like a rip party. Maybe I'll save some Series 1 and just have a big old fun day, opening day fun day, and just have a good time. Something to look forward to because there's just every day's been Groundhog Day, especially here in the winter doldrums of Wisconsin. So something to look forward to. I think we're 35 days away from opening day, if I'm doing the math correctly. 35, maybe 34 days today. So David, great question. Sometime can you go over how you keep track of sales for profits and losses? Great question. I will tackle that tomorrow. I'm going to write that on my whiteboard, P&L tracking. So that's a great question. I'm not doing that as in depth. I'm not doing that as in depth as I have in the past, but that's a great question that I'll get to. I'll talk about tomorrow morning. Brad says, I'm thinking of doing the same thing, but the Rangers are home opening day, might go. Oh, that would be awesome. So I think the first games start this weekend for spring training. I haven't even looked at the schedule for, I don't know if the Cubs are on opening day. I'd be curious to see what the Nationals, because usually they do like a triple header on opening day. Oh, I need to reload my MLB app. So I'm hoping the Cubs are on opening day, like the triple header, but I'm sure they won't. It'll be like the Yankees, Mets, Dodgers. Who else? The Padres probably get some love, which I'd love to watch the Padres on opening day. So some of those. So let's see. Don't allow. Okay, so we're going to. I probably could do this way faster on. In fact, I think I might just. Let's go to schedule. This is taking way too long. So David made the board, P&L tracking. So I'll look into that to see the schedule and won't do that here live as you watch me scroll through my phone. So that's it for today. 1millioncubs.com is the website. 99centcards.com is the eBay store. Twitter is at 1millioncubs. We'll talk tomorrow, and I'll talk profit and losses and how I track those. And great question for David. So thank you for asking. And we will talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to get that coffee brewing and turn Brad on. So check him out on the Texas Card Dude channel. He'll be going live here in a few minutes. Thanks, and talk tomorrow.